Hey friends, it's Ashley and today I'm here with a new layout for the Cut Shop. I'm using one of our new designs called Beautiful You that is now available in the Cut Shop store. I will leave a link to that for you in the description box if you want to check that out, and our other new cut files that you'll see at the end of the video. So I'm getting started and you can see that I've already cut the cut file. I'm using my Bohemian Dreams collection that I designed with Pretty Little Studio. So I designed the whole collection and you can purchase it in the Pretty Little Studio shop. So what I want to do is take some of the papers and back the word. So I actually cut this in two different ways. I like these kind of cut files that you can use in various ways. I actually cut the design from the pattern paper and I'm going to back it from behind. So I'm just kind of cutting some freehand rectangles here to go behind the letters. This is really easy because you don't have to trace off anything. You're basically just cutting the paper to fit behind your letter. So I'm just going to do that with a few of these here. And you can see I kind of just measured my other piece by the paper that I cut before and just getting those in place. And I wanted to pick a variety of colors from the collection, and there are some papers that are available in the 12 by 12 sizes that are not available in the 8 by 8 and 6 by 6. So there's kind of mix and variety of the papers for this collection that you can pick up when you're checking out the store. And as you can see, there are 12 by 12 papers now, which is really great, and that's what I used for my background on this layout. So I'm going to get that one finished, and I'm going to finish all the rest of those off camera. So I have the second part of the cut file, and I cut the positive of this. I did the negative of the first part. And so I actually cut this twice. I cut just the letters, and then I cut the outline of that. And I cut that from white cardstock because I wanted to use this kind of busy pattern paper from the collection, but I wanted to separate it a little bit from the background. So that's why I did the white outline, and I'm going to use my fine liner bottle with the Scotch Quick Dry liquid adhesive just to add along these little skinny edges and put that over the word, and that just kind of makes it stand apart a little bit from the background, and it also kind of tones down that pattern paper. I liked mixing this pattern paper with the ones that I chose to go behind the letters because it kind of all has the same colors and I get that extra pattern in there. I like to use cut files that allow me to use a lot of pattern paper, and doing this big title let me do that. I could pick, as you saw, there's 12 letters in this title. So I did 10 different pattern papers with the 9 on the negative parts and then one pattern paper on the positive letters. So now I'm going to add my photo, and I like to use black and white photos because they match any collection. So this was just one that I snapped in the house, and it was really good to turn it to black and white because the colors were kind of off and just not great since I didn't have outdoor lighting, natural lighting. It was just kind of inside, and so I liked doing the black and white. And now I'm getting to my favorite part, which is embellishing. And I wanted to add one of the flare buttons on the left-hand side of the photo, but I didn't want to just stick it there, so I thought it would be cute to add one of the flowers from the flower die cut pack. And I did have to overlap my L a little bit, but I didn't mind that too much because you can still tell what the title is. And so I just kind of used the flower and some leaves to kind of embellish on that side. And I don't cover up too much of the title. This is pretty much where I only cover the title. All of my other embellishments are going to be to the sides of the title of the layout. And I like that I created the vertical look with the title, and I'm going to create kind of a horizontal look across the page with the photo and the embellishments. So I really like the contrast of that, having the vertical and horizontal going across the page. And so I'm pretty much finished with the cut file part and just embellishing and going through. This collection has so many different embellishments. There's lots of die cut packs, the flare buttons, there's some cut aparts, stickers, all kinds of fun things. And I wanted to use the cut aparts. These are kind of half circles, and they're sized to like 1 inch. So you can use these with your 1-inch punch. And at first I was just going to use the happy little sentiment here and add that under my photo. But then I decided that these were so cute, I wanted to bring in a couple of more of those. And so I decided to make kind of like a little scallop design under the photo with some of these. And so I just used 3. And you can see that I used my 1-inch hole punch just to punch those out and then trim off that little excess piece. And so I'm just going to kind of line those up as like a little scalloped border under my photo. And I like all the pops of color on this, having all the colors in the title and then adding all the embellishments with the different colors. And like I said, having the black and white photo really allows you to do kind of whatever you want to do with that. You don't have to really stick to any kind of specific color scheme. And these are also some of the cut aparts. This one is just one that you can use your paper trimmer or your scissors. So I'm just trimming this one with my scissors to cut that one out. And they're just kind of like little banner phrases that say different things. And I wanted this one to match the height of my photo. So I'm just going to add a little strip of the foam here to make it pop off the page. And I wanted it to overlap my photo some. So I just put the little strip on the top part, and then that way I could set that right on top of the photo. This pack has a lot of phrases in it, and really since I already had a title, this is just kind of a subtitle or just another phrase to add. So I wanted to go through the pack and see what I wanted to use, and I thought I would use smile, but then I decided to go with the shine on. I liked how that had the two words and kind of had the space where it fit perfectly right there with the little happiness cut apart. And there's also some hearts in this pack, so I decided to kind of scatter some of those around the page. So I'm just trying to get that in place and then figure out where I want to put the heart, and I liked it tucked in right there. So I just grab a few of those. Some are just outlines of the hearts, and then some are the solid hearts. So I just mix several of those on the layout. And then there are some phrase stickers that go with the collection. These are pink, and there are also a set of white ones, and so I decided to go with the pink on this layout. And I wanted to have another heart kind of in that visual triangle going on. And I wanted to use a yellow one, but I didn't want it kind of stuck by itself, so I decided to cluster it with the little flower there and the flare button on the side, and I wanted to pop that up too, so I just used some of the foam behind that to pop it up off of the page. And I do have, like I said, so many die cuts to choose from. I just kind of keep going back and forth to see which ones I want to use. And I decided, since I had a butterfly on the left hand side, that I would add a butterfly to the right hand side also, just to kind of fill in that space and balance out the layout. And I like the look of that. And I do add one more butterfly, and I actually, off camera, I stitch those down the center. I can never have a butterfly on a layout without stitching it down the center. It's just something that I always have to do. So I did do that off camera with some white thread. And then this is, I think, the last die cut pack that I go through, and this is where I get the other butterfly. I wanted to add another little phrase. So I like that these die cuts have a mix of different things. Like this one has like little die cut arrows, it has some phrases, it has some circle embellishments, so lots of different things that you can use in these packs. And so I'm kind of liking what I've got so far. I'm just seeing if there are any other little things that I want to do to finish it off, kind of checking to see what else I want to put on there. And I decided to go ahead and add my date with my Heidi Swap date stamp. And then here comes that other little butterfly. I wanted to have 3 to kind of finish that odd numbering on the layout. And so that finishes it up for this layout using the Beautiful You cut file. You can see the finished layout here at the end and a close-up, and also, like I said, you will see the other cut files that are available in the Cut Shop store. I will leave you a link to that so you can check that out. So make sure you stop by there and see what's new. Thanks so much for watching today, and I hope to see you next time.